Howdy! Welcome to episode 5.
Where are we? This is a new
Backstage
place.
at the Bluebird.
Oh, okay, it's the same place.
It's the same place.
You know what?
It's still backstage
I'm
at the
sitting in a
Bluebird.
different corner of the Bluebird, so it looks different to how it's been.
And you know why you're sitting in that corner. Put that dunce hat back on.
It's not a dunce hat. It's a cool person hat. It says cool person. I can't.
Why did you write over the dunce? Oh, I give up trying to discipline you. We are here talking about. I am Johnny Ellis, and I'm here with Andrew Jones, as always, talking about season 1, episode 5 of Nashville.
As always, we're always talking about this episode. It's a
Just
very
always talking about this
recurring situation, I find.
Yep, it's Nashville Minute. That's what we're doing.
Oh, gosh.
Nashville Second.
But weird that it's so specific on Nashville episode 5, season 1 minute special. Second.
You'd think we'd be able to move it on over.
Oh, I was hoping to, but it turns out we cannot.
Oh, isn't that funny? Because that's the name of the episode. Move it on over. Another episode, as always, with season 1, an episode named after any guesses?
Miller?
No, Hank Williams song.
Oh no! Never would have guessed.
Released in June 1947.
Oh, I wasn't alive then.
You were. That was your 21st, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I wasn't alive.
Oh, you weren't living.
I was
didn't
living,
start living
but I wasn't
until episode
really
1 of this show.
alive.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to get through this episode. What do you think? Like, just give us a little kind of what were you expecting going into this?
I was hoping to see more integration of character dynamics and relations forming.
Right.
You know, since we had the Scarlet Deacon scene last week, I was thinking, let's have more times of characters meeting up with each other outside of the seeming standard of Scarlet, Raina, Juliet.
I mean, we're building up to it, I feel. We are building up. We're only episode 5, but one thing we do get, and straight away in this episode, is more music, and more original music, and good original music.
Wow! Ooh, now we're going from objective to subjective.
Yes, that's that. This is how I wrote my notes. I put music, original music, good music. Glory,
you did say good original music.
Oh yeah, good original music.
Right.
It's still good. Whether original or not, it's still damn good music.
I think unoriginal music is the bane of my existence. And if I was Batman, that'd be a problem because I only have a bane of my existence. And he has a lovely voice.
So we've got Juliet singing "Yelling from the Rooftop." What do you think about this? I love the beat. Huh?
I don't remember this one.
Yelling from the rooftop. No.
Oh yeah, it's the one where the chorus isn't very good.
I love this one. Like I was in with the beat straight away. You wouldn't listen to the whole song, no?
It depends. Will they get their chorus redone?
Maybe.
Okay, because that's on them to make it good.
Well, Juliet's been busy. It seems she's been stuck in that studio recording constantly. This is how she's dealing with her mum and with the whole backlash against accidentally forgetting to pay for the nail varnish last week
into her bag so it wouldn't fall on the floor.
You're sticking with that, are you? Okay.
It works.
I mean, she did admit she used to do it as a kid at the very end of the episode, but you choose to ignore that. Okay. Well, she's been back at the studio, hard at work. She doesn't want to go home. Her mum still has to stay until after the sentencing hearing or go to rehab, but rehab, that's a non-starter.
Is it?
Apparently so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a non-starter.
I feel like, that starts something.
Well,
it's got to be started.
Someone could help, and that someone is Deacon. Because Deacon, I don't know if you know, Deacon has had history with addiction.
Well, I mean, I didn't know until yesterday episode. I know what
Last
I mean.
week.
Last week, tonight, that he seemed to have such a problem. He had to have someone sponsor him to deal with his
Yes.
problem.
He had Coleman.
Cold man.
Yep. Well, Deacon's had a history of addiction, so he can help Juliet with her mum if she needs it. Meanwhile, Raina is in a red dress. She likes this red dress. And there's just Glenn. No, not Glenn. Glenn is
What?
Oh, we're getting the managers mixed up again. What is it with these managers?
Bucky is Raina.
Bucky's Raina's, and Glenn is yes. So Glenn suggests that she could wear this dress for her greatest hits album.
Here's how you think: Raina, Bucky, Rucky, Juliet, Glenn, Gloon yet.
So simple now.
It just makes so much sense.
It really does.
It's obvious when you see it from my side.
What doesn't make sense is Raina releasing greatest hits album. Not yet. She's not 70 yet. She'll release it when she's 70. She wants her next album to be an original and a great album.
What artists have released on their 70th a greatest hits? I'm trying to think, because most artists are, because of their profuse alcoholism or drugs abuse, dead.
That's true. I'm wondering how old was Elton? How old is Elton now?
How old is Elton now? This very moment?
Yeah,
it's probably like he's 21 again.
Because he released the Diamond Greatest Hits album a couple of years ago.
All right, so that means it's been 50 years of work.
Right. Oh, yeah.
He is, and this is going off Wikipedia, so you know it's accurate, 73.
Right, so he might have
3 years ago. 3 years
yeah.
ago, he must have released, and I'm going to have to look and see if discography.
Yeah, see when Diamond was released. That's the album I've been listening to of his most, apart from the Rocket Man soundtrack.
I don't know what that one is.
How are we looking?
Badly. Well, look, Greatest Hits 3 by Queen.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Freddie Mercury is 70.
99. Yeah, but, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, anyway.
Hold on a second. His first Elton John's Greatest Hits was released in 1974.
Bloody hell.
His Volume 2 was 1977. And we'll guarantee you he wasn't 70 when those came out.
Okay, well, maybe he was 70 in mind.
Volume 3 was 87.
Jesus.
The Greatest Hits 76 to 86 was 92. Greatest Hits 70 to 2002 was 2002. Diamonds was 2017, so that was 3 years ago, and thus 70. But you are really asking a lot to say that's thus the industry standard. After 3 and a few more Greatest Hits albums, and then other ones which just have the same names.
I'm constantly trying to defend this show.
I'm trying to accept the show, but
Anyway, we shouldn't talk about Elton John. We're getting ahead of ourselves there.
Are we? Is he going to be in an episode?
What? Who? Where? I don't know. Maybe. Could he be? Possibly.
Probably not. I wouldn't assume he would be appearing on television.
Oh, of course not.
Because he's in the kind of he's in the upper echelon. I would say the golden circle, where he only appears in cinema.
I'm saying nothing.
Remember the episode of The Kingsman?
Yes, I do.
When he was in that 2-hour episode of The Kingsman.
Anyway, move back to Nashville, because remember we're in Nashville.
So are you back with Nashville?
Teddy has called, and he's talking to Raina. He's not worried about the upcoming debate with Coleman. He is worried about the poll numbers, though. Meanwhile, Raina needs a new collaborator and a new guitar player, because last week she fired Deacon after that big blowout they had backstage at the country club. Teddy, meanwhile, is meeting up with Peggy. Peggy's talking about auditors. She's mentioned that they borrowed over $2 million, and even though they gave every penny back, it's still embezzlement. So what's going on there? Something's going
This is
on.
why I switch off, because it's all about money and taxes, and
Yeah, but it's
I
building
am
up. Like, something's
I
going
am
on.
the kind of person who sees that kind of thing, goes, I don't.
It's
My
like
world
watching a
is not
Breaking
about
Bad
money,
spin-off that focuses all on elder law.
and yet weirdly I'd watch that.
See, yeah. Well, something's going on. We're getting little nuggets here and there.
There's something
and
happening here.
Teddy and Peggy have been up to no good, and if this comes out, it's not going to be good for Teddy's soon-to-be mayoralship. Mayoralship, yeah.
Good ship. Mayoral race.
Exactly. Well, we're back with Raina now. She's doing a music video / commercial for American Beauty. We don't really know what American Beauty is.
Oh, I've seen the film. I know what it is. The bag.
But one of the
floating in the wind. It's Chris Cooper beating the fuck out of Kevin Spacey. It's Kevin Spacey thus blowing his brains out. That's what true beauty is.
One of the lyrics is "Field of freedom running through me."
Yep, that's the gun that's running through Kevin Spacey's brains.
Speaking of lyrics, Deacon's
spoiler
lawyer
for a 20-year-old film. It's got 50 years until it can release its greatest hits.
Exactly. I'm glad you're on board with this now. Speaking of lyrics, Deacon's lawyer has called. He's not happy with the first verse.
No, it's weird that we don't get Deacon just calling up his lawyer and having that scene as well.
Yeah,
Deacon,
well, I think they're trying
such
to
an important character of the show. I would like to have seen all of those steps.
I think they're trying to establish just how far removed from Raina he's becoming, and he doesn't want to deal with her anymore, and he's dealing with her through his lawyer, to the point that we don't even see him dealing with the lawyer, because that's
a character you'd have to pay for.
True,
who would you cast as a Nashville lawyer?
I'd get Glenn or Bucky with a mustache.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I would
just never bring it up.
I would get Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. Okay. Yeah. But as his character from Cars, right?
Yeah, he's dressed up as Mater, but he's also called Larry the Lawyer Guy.
Oh no, it's got to be a CGI. Like
no. He's dressed up as Mater. He's dressed up.
Let's just turn this into a Cars spin-off.
Hey, let's turn into the drift. Let's turn into the drift and do a Cars spin-off.
Well,
Cars cast. Ka-chow, everybody. Ka-chow. Get your lightnings ready. What's that? Is this the piston cup I see before me? It's the Cars cast.
Meanwhile,
Sir Michael Caine in the house. Remember the second one? Somebody Mortimer and Sir Michael Caine as,
I never saw the third one.
Of car intelligence. Well, the third one makes the first one look like the second.
Okay.
Cast 3 cast. Army Hammer.
All right.
Yep, he's the young buck that Lightning McQueen has to outrace. He has a horrific crash at the start that leaves him broken.
We've not even
genuinely
got to the
does.
title.
It's a real broken. It's a sequence in which Lightning McQueen gets fucked up.
Okay, I can do this. I can bring this back. Speaking of cars, people in Nashville drive cars, and we're watching Nashville. I know I'm great at segues, right?
Ka-chow.
So Gunnar is with Haley, and he's Haley doesn't want it to get complicated.
No,
this thing
she's
between
a
them.
dude.
She's a okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean I haven't had the first-hand experience that. So I'm assuming that she is a dude.
Yeah. That was a thing. Let's breeze past it. I tried to last week.
Circle back round. Gunnar assumes females must all have clingy emotions.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Well, this one doesn't have clinging emotions. She doesn't want it to get complicated. He says, "Don't be if you're worried about Scarlett, don't be worried about her because she's got a boyfriend."
Who?
And Scarlett.
No, who's her boyfriend?
Right, Avery.
Oh,
yeah,
one and only.
So Scarlett has a boyfriend, and Gunnar has a you, is what he says to Haley. He says, Scarlett's got a boyfriend, and I've got a you. Yeah,
I
I mean,
believe he will go far.
he will. He really will. So let's just
By
keep this
far,
not
I mean,
complicated.
he will swipe himself left everywhere because no one will want him.
And here we have the news that Jeannie is hosting a guitar pool party for Lady Antebellum, a producer of
Who?
Lady Antebellum, Lady A
Who?
or Lady. Are they still Lady A, or
They
have they
can't be
changed?
because they're trying to sue the actual Lady A, who has been
Are
Lady
they?
A
Are they still going through
the
that?
case.
I wonder what their
That's
eventual
that's
name
where
will
it was
be.
last left off of before they
Yeah.
realised they should stop going to press with everything they choose to do because they're
Yeah.
fucking themselves into a hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is like every character in this episode of Nashville.
Well, the Lady A producer is going to come by tomorrow. It's basically an exclusive writers'
Lionsgate
night.
producer for Antebellum.
It's an exclusive writers' night, which can lead to getting your song getting cut. But they want to add another guitarist.
And by cut, you mean recorded, not cut
Yes.
as in sliced off of the recording list.
Recorded and cut
very
onto the
different
record.
meaning when you say something gets cut between this and, I don't know, if you're writing the cold open in which Juliet Barnes was stealing something for SNL and then the skit got cut. That doesn't mean it got recorded, it means it doesn't air.
Well, speaking of getting a song cut, they want to add another guitarist. Another guitar might help with this.
Got to have a little bit more life and juice.
Who would you choose for another guitarist?
Oh man, I mean Deacon's available. I love Deacon.
But
he's a good
Avery
guy.
plays guitar. Avery plays the guitar.
Yeah, but I don't want to get him involved with Scarlett's life because when your professional and your work life and your home life get together and it kind of messes up.
But isn't her home life also like her family life? So Deacon is her uncle. Right.
Yeah, but they don't really spend time together outside of one time backstage and one time
for now. Maybe they'll spend more time
as
together.
much as we've seen them. This is the documented fact. They don't spend much time together, so it'd be nice to bring the gap. And it's like Scarlett and Deacon, uncle and niece together doing a wonderful piece of beautiful music. It'd be a sweet piece to bring home to the family.
Yeah.
Everyone like, oh, that's good, well-mannered, family-friendly music.
Well, that's an idea. We'll figure something out. Meanwhile, Juliet has come home, and it's too quiet. It's far too quiet.
Especially with her mum staying right home.
Yeah.
She didn't want to be some sort of random home.
She might have upgraded from stealing nail polish.
She's stealing home. What is she? A third baseman? She's stealing home.
Well, her mum's somewhere around. Her mum's still staying there.
Right.
But it's very quiet. She's usually watching TV. Where is she?
Wait, where?
Her mum, Jolene. Jolene. I'm never going to get old. Mum is passed out in bed with empty bottles all around and a random guy passed out on the bed with her.
A random guy?
Yeah. And then we cut to the title. We're in Nashville.
We're in Nashville.
Nashville.
So all these things happened in the city of Nashville.
In the city of Nashville.
Wow.
Who would have thunk it?
I mean, it's like there's life always going on, even during a horrifying pandemic where everyone's dying.
Let's breeze past that.
Kind of all I've got.
Juliet has kicked this random guy out of her house.
Kicked?
Her mum, yeah. Well, not physically, but she's shoved. Yeah, shoved. Her mum is embarrassing her. But Mum's not the one who stole a bottle of nail polish. Do you remember? Juliet stole a bottle of nail polish.
Didn't steal it. Put it in my bag so it wouldn't fall through the basket because those baskets have those small, those little cracks in the bottom that things will just fall through. Netted. Now, this is a community that Juliet lives in.
It's a gated community. And so they're going to respect her privacy and they're not going to gather outside her house and call her white trash.
People staring at her, maybe like a convertible going past slowly to watch. That would be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Because
this
is like a friendly group of people who love and respect each other. There's no gossip.
Did you notice someone called her white trash?
I didn't notice. I saw it on subtitles.
It popped up on subtitles.
It also popped up on my Nextdoor app because they're all telling each other what happened.
It was very lightly under their breath, but one of those people in that little crowd watching, I'm sure one had popcorn as well.
It wasn't actually one of those people on set though.
No, it was the
or
director.
producer
I should
looped it
say,
in later
I
on.
keep forgetting to mention this episode's directed by Leslie Linker Glatter and written by David Marshall Grant. I need to make sure I do that
And
every episode.
when did this one broadcast?
Broadcast it says 7th of
October?
November
November.
2012, but
Blimey.
that might be the UK broadcast.
I don't think it was.
Actually, yeah, you're probably right because 7th of November 2012.
Right, so we're getting close to Christmas already, guys.
Yeah,
And
doesn't have a broadcast date for the UK on
because
IMDb.
it just broadcast on More 4 and no one saw it.
It wasn't on More 4, was
It
it?
was on More 4. It was a More 4 show.
Bloody hell.
Yep. Hidden
I
away.
always knew it was Sky Atlantic in the later days.
Latter days, sure, but started on More 4.
Sky Witness now, I believe.
It is a Sky Witness show.
Because we're witnessing.
Every so often they paint themselves shiny and chrome and scream, "Witness me!" and then sing a song. And that song, I think you'll find, mediocre.
Well, now we are at the mayoral debate.
Hey!
It's really hard to say mayoral debate.
Mayoral debate. May or owl debate. Mayoral.
And Teddy is saying that if they want the same, if they want to stay as they are, vote for Coleman. Sure, go ahead.
Coleman is the old guard. He is Charlize. He is boring. He is wasteful. He is useless.
But if you want a new Nashville, vote for Teddy.
And the new Nashville, of course, is that's Ellen Burstyn getting involved with Andrew Rannells. It's a new normal reference. Did anyone watch the sitcom The New Normal? It ran for half a season. It was not funny or interesting. I don't know why they called it a sitcom.
I always rely on you for the the little nods to.
If it was a Ryan Murphy show.
Well, anyway.
What if a gay couple adopted a child?
What?
I know. But they're two men. Please.
Well,
sorry, Roger Rabbit came in for that one.
Coleman says that Teddy resembles his father, a man who failed repeatedly in spite of his advantages. Teddy was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. The only thing he's done is inherit money and lose it.
Now, this sounds awfully familiar. The idea of a rich person who inherits money and spaffs it up
getting into politics.
Getting into politics after failing at other businesses and getting involved with money that, somehow goes into other places where it shouldn't. And deciding to think he can run things.
I think you're reaching there. This is all fiction.
Oh, sorry. Am I Tom Cruise right now?
Yes.
You think I'm reaching?
You're Jack reaching.
I'm Jack reaching. I have two thumbs and nothing else. And shoot them off. Watching Nashville. I needed popcorn. I used my kernels of toenails.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, Juliet's mum is asleep, and Juliet has a little.
Well, she's been asleep for a while.
She has.
She keeps falling asleep. What's wrong with her? How does she fall asleep so easily?
She's addicted to sleep. So Juliet has a little heart-to-heart with a security man, Beau. And he understands family is complicated. The more Juliet tries to ignore her, the more noise she makes. Her mum makes. But maybe her mum just can't hear you anymore. Maybe she can't listen to you anymore. You've tried too hard and too long.
There you go.
So she gives Deacon a call because remember, Deacon has had a history with addiction, and she asks for some help. Meanwhile, Scarlett and Avery, we're at Scarlett and Avery's place, and Scarlett is on the phone to her mama. Avery's just come home. Scarlett's very excited, talking about this new this song that she's got to perform for the Lady A producer.
Yeah.
Avery suggests he plays guitar, he can come and play. And she says, well, having you there would mean the world. So it is a hell yes. It's not just a yes, it's a hell yes. And then they have a little make-out session.
But it feels
it
feels like he was kind of like, well, why didn't you think of me? I'm hurt. I
Yeah,
feel bad for Avery because they are their forever people. I
they
don't know
really are.
why
Yeah.
Scarlett doesn't just jump to Avery. Because have you seen him?
Um,
I jumped to him.
but also, like, it's
Although I can't because Scarlett's got him
it
forever
might
and forever, and it will never change.
it might have been like awkward to get to ask Avery to sing on this song that's gonna break me, make me become a breakout star. But you just play guitar, you sit in your little corner.
But
So
you
that might have
won't
been an
just play the
awkward.
guitar and sit in the corner. You'll stand on stage and play guitar
Yeah, true.
and siphon that into more noticeability for your thing, like Kyle Gass in Tenacious D. Of course, siphoned his connection to Tenacious D into love for his actual band Trainwreck.
Hmm. Well, Scarlett and Avery start kissing, and was it not just me who was hoping that Gunnar would just would just kick the door down
Because
every
he
time they
loves to
have?
just burst into places when
He
people are just
does.
kissing.
He
But he's got a
does.
Haley now.
Yeah, he does have a Haley now. She's not a dude.
Not
Um,
first-hand experience.
Meanwhile, Raina is waiting at Deacon's place.
I hope you get a
He's
thesaurus
just.
so you can have other alternates to meanwhile, because
I thought I liked Meanwhile. It was
suddenly,
suddenly. Well, it's not very sudden. She's waiting for him.
surreptitiously.
Um, he's just come back from fishing. But he didn't catch anything. I don't think.
Wait, who's this?
Deacon.
Deacon, the fisherman.
Deacon the fisherman. So she's come to talk about the commercial. She wants him to help try and make it happen. And changing the words is what's going to make it happen, apparently. It's killing Raina that she's having to do a commercial, but she needs the money for the family. And Deacon says music is all he's got. So
It's the
it
only thing
means something
he's
to him.
half decent at.
Yeah, it means something to him. But it means something to Raina too. That's why she's trying to figure out how she can afford to keep playing it.
Yeah.
But she's not. Deacon's not the one who cancelled the tour. But
That's
Raina
true.
says Deacon knows why she cancelled the tour. But he doesn't really. It's never really explained. But it doesn't need to be explained.
I mean, I would like to know.
I told you it's because if she did that tour, she would have fucked Deacon and maybe had another an
If
illegitimate
she doesn't
child.
do the tour, she might also do that, because have you
Maybe.
seen him?
Yeah, yeah. But hey, it doesn't mean we have to sell songs to the highest bidder, and not in a commercial for beauty products. And he's putting his foot down. He's not signing a release. He's not releasing the song to be used in the commercial, and that's that.
So it's a beauty product.
Apparently so.
For American Beauty.
All the while, how's that? All the while.
Yep.
I
mean, it's wrong, but okay. At the very moment.
Well, Reno and Glenn are out having chips by the bridge. Fries by the big bridge in Nashville.
The big bridge, the one where they all hang out on and don't jump off of because they don't faint and it's not 2020 yet.
And Raina's thinking maybe she should try and write herself. Not write herself, but write songs.
In a very Ruby Sparks manner, she wishes to write herself.
Yeah. Let's see. For the present, for the time being, I'm looking at for simultaneously.
So this is definitively happening at the same moment as the other scene. We know this is parallel storytelling. We don't know
it's not happening.
There's no way of knowing that if you look at the clocks in both scenes, they are the same time.
Exactly. If this was 24, there'd be in two little boxes.
But it's not. It's a TV show where they have the one box.
But hey, we're back at Lamar's office. Daddy's office. Remember Daddy?
I remember Lamar.
Yeah, Daddy. That's what I said.
No.
Well, Teddy is with Lamar, and he's nervous. Yes, he's pacing.
Whilst Lamar is having a nice drinky wink.
Well, Coleman hit a nerve with Teddy at the debate today.
Turns out he has some vulnerabilities.
Yep.
And that vulnerability study was vulnerable in itself.
Well, what happened was he ran out of capital while waiting for the permits the market crashed.
When did that happen?
And taxes came. This was back in the day when he was at the I am forgetting the word for it. The Cumberland project.
So 1929 when the market crashed.
Yeah. Well, no, there was another market crash quite recent. Remember?
So 1988 when the market crashed.
No, more recent than that.
So 2003 when the market crashed.
I think a bit more recent than that.
So 2008 when the market crashed.
Yes. Yeah.
So 2019 when the market crashed.
No. That's he's going through that right now.
Hey, the world is fire and finances are broken.
Well, Teddy did what he had to do, and he floated funds. He got cash through Peggy. She wanted more in their relationship, but he wasn't. He wasn't up for that. Apparently, that's what he's saying for now. Anyway.
Wait, did he say no to that?
He said no to that. How could he say no to that? Well, now there's a federal audit on the way, and she's scared. But Lamar is going to make sure Peggy's safe. He's going to take care of it, and
Good for Lamar. He seems like a big papa bear.
Well, he's going to make sure that Teddy's not going to become his father. Teddy's father.
He's going to become his own father.
Yeah.
In some sort of time travel experience. I've got one word for you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Concurrently.
Okay. Seems to be stuck on the fact that it's all happening in one go, which is, interesting way of storytelling.
Deacon has come to visit Jolene.
You could also just have dramatic moments of then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think you heard me. Deacon has come to visit Jolene. Jolene. And he just wants to talk a little bit. So he's come to help.
Little natter. A mother's meeting, if you will.
A little while later. How's that? Okay.
Right.
It's the evening now. We know it's the evening because they said they were coming in the evening.
Who
Gunnar, Scarlett, and Avery are playing "Loving You Is the Only Way to Fly" at this little writers' room, exclusive writers' room.
It's the only way to fly. Da 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 da. The song is called "Go Your Own Way" by Fleetwood Mac.
In my notes, I've written the words "Jesus, the eye contact," right in front of Avery too. I mean, Gunnar and Scarlett.
I remember when this happened at the Academy Awards. I did not realise that it was just a adaptation of this episode of Nashville. But Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga performing "Shallow" at the Oscars with the amount of eye contact, the closeness, whilst in the background, Bradley Cooper's baby mama sitting there. So they were soon to have a falling out. Don't know why.
Well, what Bradley Cooper's baby mama didn't do what Avery does. Avery starts adding in a little line.
A bit of a performance.
Yeah. And
if Bradley Cooper's baby mama decided to perform a solo at the Oscars, boy,
would have been interesting.
I tell you something. If there are 100 people watching the Oscars and 99 of them didn't notice, but one of them was Bradley Cooper, they would have had falling out.
Well, not only does Avery add a little line into the song, he brings out a guitar solo.
Yeah, he struts his stuff.
And it's pretty good.
It's a good guitar solo. And also, Gunner's... Fuck off, Gunner. Honestly.
Yeah, I've put that in my notes. I said, Avery holding his own with guitar solo. They seem impressed. Yeah, fuck you, Gunner.
Scarlett looks over to Avery a little annoyed about it. But at the same time, Gunner's the one who is doing all of the eye contact and making it awkward. And there is no reason why he had to perform it like that. You're writers. You don't have to do that. That's not how.
That's the thing. Like, Scarlett is looking at Gunner, but she's not looking at him with the same intensity that Gunner is looking back. I feel. So yeah, I mean, something's going on there. I think. I have a feeling this amazing relationship between Scarlett and Avery might be in trouble. And I don't mean to worry you.
I don't understand. They're forever.
They're forever couple. I know.
They're
I know.
forever couple.
A little while later, let's just use that again. Screw it. I miss saying meanwhile. Jolene is talking with Deacon, and she says she can get back on track. Deacon says everyone needs a little help. If you could do this on your own, don't you think you would have done it by now? She tries to change the subject and says, "Oh, I used to watch you in Murfreesboro before Juliet was born, before she was using," says Juliet. To which Deacon sends her off to get a glass of water, and tells Jolene, Juliet's hurting. She needs you. She needs a mum. And Deacon knows a rehab place. He said himself when he was going through this.
What?
He went through this.
What? I wish
he
they would have
said-
mentioned that.
He never thought rehabs worked for him until he found the right one.
Right. And what didn't work for him in the other ones?
We don't know, do we? What do you think?
Well, you're the one who's seen the show. I'm assuming you have more understanding of Deacon's mental attitude and how maybe some of them were a bit softer or maybe too hard.
Well, I think he was just further down the line.
Which line?
Not the right line, the left line.
White line.
Exactly.
Vision's dream of passion.
Yeah. So now the little gig, the little writers' room is over. Back with Avery and Gunnar.
The circle jerker music.
Yeah. Avery is backing up, and Gunnar walks in, and Avery says, "Oh, you're welcome." And Gunnar goes, "Sorry, what?" He says, "Well, that's what I imagine you came in to say thank you. I just didn't hear you say it, so I'm just saying you're welcome. You're welcome for the favor."
A preemptive welcome.
Yeah.
Well, what could he say except you're welcome? That's the thing.
Well, what Gunnar says is all Avery had to do was play, not steal the spotlight. And Avery says, "Well, you were making eyes at my woman."
Oof.
But Gunnar stresses that they were just acting. They're trying to sell a love song.
He wasn't making eyes. He was forming eyes.
Yeah.
They just happen to be hungry eyes.
Well,
there's
Gunnar's
magic between you and I.
He's not dealing with this. He walks off with Haley because Haley's not a dude.
No, Haley's a Haley.
No
one has to be defined by some sort of gender-based society.
Scarlett was hiding outside the room, listening in.
What?
Yeah.
She heard all that?
Yeah.
She heard him say you're welcome.
There's cracks forming. So now Jolene is being taken to rehab.
By Deacon. Just Deacon.
Well, Deacon
sneaking out at night, right?
Yeah, with a bag over her head.
Classic kidnapping situation.
Deacon's leading her out of the car. Bo and Juliet are in the car, but Deacon's the one leading her to the door.
But who drove?
I think it was Juliet.
Bo drove?
It? I think it was, maybe it was Bo.
Bo was on the left-hand side of the car in the front.
Oh, right, yeah. So then
which thus means in America,
yeah,
drove.
Yep. Well, Jolene's thinking that maybe this isn't a good idea, but thinking isn't her friend right now.
Who is her friend? That's the question.
Deacon's her friend because he's
no.
her.
The guy earlier on, the underpantsless guy.
Oh, we never know.
Oh,
that's Juliet's dad.
Are you saying that we never know in the first 5 episodes of the show, or we never know having seen every episode of the show?
You can spend the rest of the show guessing, I suppose.
Okay, really right. Well, we know the runner for the next 119 episodes. His name was Murphy, and he lays down his own kind of law. Coming to ABC.
Well, Jolene comes out of the car and she drops a bottle of pills.
Oh, an orange cylinder.
It
could just be, I had a pencil sharpener that looked like that back in school days. It could be one of those.
Strange sharpenings in that.
Now, I mean, I was really looking at them. I was more throwing them in the bin, as you would anything.
Well, Deacon picks up the pills and says you won't be able to take them in.
The cylinder
So
contains pills. It just happens to contain pills this time. But it's a cylinder. He doesn't just pick up pills randomly on the floor.
It's for Jolene's back.
Yeah, because baby got it.
Jolene, Deacon tries to lead Jolene to the front door. Jolene's not happy. She's desperate.
How unhappy would you say she is on a scale of angry to slapping?
Oh, I'd say she's slapping because she slaps Juliet right around the face. Juliet can't force her to do this, so she gives Juliet a big old slap, and then she eventually turns and walks into the rehab.
Oh, okay, so she does go in at least.
Yep. Well, she's in there now. Deacon says
she's in the big house now.
They're back at Deacon's place.
Now,
Deacon
does
asks,
Deacon's place have a swimming pool made out of guitars?
No, alas, no. He should, though.
Dive right into them. Get guitar birds.
I want a guitar pool. Anyway,
I've got one guitar. I can swim in that, I guess.
Well, Juliet wants to thank Deacon for helping by giving him a little kiss, but he pulls away.
Yes.
She can just thank him like you thank a friend.
Yeah, with a little kiss.
Yeah, well.
So I thank you.
You could just say thank you, because that's how you thank a friend.
I can't say thank you. My mouth's usually full.
She never thought of anyone like a friend. Everyone wants something from her. It might be a sad way to live, but it's true.
Everybody wants some. Johnny, do you want some too?
Always. Deacon suggests she puts everything in her rear view mirror and spends some time alone.
Now, famously, Ben Affleck in the film The Town was going to put the whole town in his rear view. Is that what Deacon is suggesting Juliet does? Put the whole town in his rear view?
Pretty much.
She just drive off, and then maybe eventually she'll actually just have money buried underneath a flower arrangement that Rebecca Hall is flowering over. Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember that? That's how that film ends.
I don't know how you keep your memory open for such happening.
For the cinema of John Hamm.
Well, hey, now we're at the Bluebird. Hey! After an episode with no Bluebird, we finally get the Bluebird. Gunnar and Scarlett
we're back and on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst we're also backstage at the Bluebird.
Well, we're not on the stage. We are currently.
Jesus.
Not until after the episode.
Yay!
Gunnar and Scarlett are collecting their paychecks.
Stubs.
Sorry?
Some stubs in.
Yeah.
Some stubs. What they got?
They don't tell us how much they get paid.
Probably below minimum.
Probably.
Yeah.
Scarlett
and certainly under inflation.
Yeah. Scarlett tells Gunnar there's nothing going on between them. They're just friends and songwriting partners. That's it. Well, Gunnar says he's with Hayley, and apparently it's a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's a thing.
Also, Gunnar doesn't really tend to have friends. They always want something from him.
Oh, poor Gunnar.
And what they want is, Hayley.
Well, speaking of Hayley texts him. Jeannie has heard back from Paul, the producer for Lady A.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the news is.
I bet it's bad news.
Well, we can't find out the news yet because Raina is, and this isn't meanwhile because it's 2:30 a.m. Raina is awake. So is Teddy. She's writing herself. She's writing a song by herself for a change.
She's writing.
Teddy asks her why did she cancel the tour. Did she sleep with Deacon? No, she did not sleep with Deacon. She says no.
How dare
did you want to? Did you want to? He asks. Did you want to sleep with him? And she says, we have to put the past behind us. That is not a no. Is it?
Because have you seen Deacon? Even Teddy would be like, okay,
true.
Let's do this.
Speaking of Deacon is
hey, this is an advert for Teddy for Mayor of Nashville, and we're also just going to be having sex with Deacon as well because you know what? That's going to get me votes and me off.
Yep, pretty much. Well, Deacon is following day now. Deacon is with Coleman, his sponsor. He's talking about having to go back to rehab. Taking Jolene there was hard.
Yeah, it was tough.
I mean, Jolene was bad, but he was a hell of a lot worse.
So whenever he went in, he was down, deeper and down.
Yeah, and he apologizes to Coleman for making him drag him there.
Probably he was going to rehab around the time that Jolene was first shoved into Juliet's house, really.
Maybe.
Because that was her hard time. That was, she kind of settled besides the incident at the start of this episode. She kind of found a settling point. So I'm going to guess that Deacon was real hard up and making stuff happen at bus stations.
Well,
would you make stuff happen with him at a bus station?
Oh, always.
I mean, whose line would you be snorting anyway?
Well, he's still got the pills from Jolene.
The pencil sharpener.
He said there's 7 in there. He counted them over and over all night long. But he drops them and he leaves them all. That is a
boring thing to do all evening. There is Netflix.
Not in
not
in 2012.
Yeah,
I suppose so.
America.
Yeah. Well, he hands it over to Coleman and just walks away. Meanwhile, Peggy is meeting Lamar. Meanwhile, it's later in the day, in the evening. She's met with Lamar. Daddy. Daddy can make sure that the audit doesn't happen. She just has to guarantee she says nothing, and she. What was it he says? You say nothing.
I don't
know. That's going to bug me now. I didn't put it in my notes.
Why wouldn't you write this? Is stuff I don't write down because I just watch it and go, "Yep, that was an episode of a show."
Well,
I don't go specific.
Well,
You're the one who likes the show.
Daddy's going to make sure that the audit doesn't happen as long as Peggy doesn't say something. And now, guess where we are?
Oh, are we
back at the Bluebird?
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Hey. Deacon is singing. He's singing a song called Sideshow.
This is a very nice song.
It is a very nice song.
He's got a nice voice. It's very comfortable.
And it's totally about Raina.
No.
No? What's it about?
It's about the meteorite that destroyed the dinosaurs.
Oh, right. Yeah, it makes more sense.
Metaphors, baby.
Well, he's singing a Sideshow. Juliet wants to leave her house while he's singing. It's cut in between them. Juliet wants to leave her house, but she's got a 2 years lease, but she wants out of here today. She wants to leave it all in her rear view mirror. Yep. Everything Mum's touched, she hates.
I'm putting this whole thing in my rear view.
Deacon has finished singing. And
that was great. And I think his voice is great.
It is, isn't it?
It is really nice. And no one will have any complaints. Guarantee.
Well, someone has complained.
Fuck off.
Someone's asking where Raina is. But she's not here tonight. It's Thursday night. She's not here.
She doesn't do all the concerts.
Well, this patron likes it better when she sings. And most people do. Says Deacon.
Well, he doesn't actually self-deprecating because he's a great performer himself.
Yeah.
Just because she's successful doesn't mean that he's not great. Don't be so negative.
Meanwhile, Scarlett has come home. She's got news. They didn't get it. The song's not getting cut. Well, it is getting cut.
It's getting cut.
Yeah.
From the list of things they're going to cut.
Yes, exactly.
Very complicated. The reason
it's not getting cut because the backup guitarist hijacked the song. It wasn't Avery's Big Shot. It was theirs. He screwed it up because he's so jealous of Gunnar.
No, I don't know if ever be true.
Well, it's kind of upsetting because she's in tears and she says, she chooses Avery, and he needs to start believing that and stop making her try and prove it all the time.
But at the same time, it's a good solo, and if you don't want that to be playing on the radio, you're not a very good producer. Maybe
Yeah,
you
that's true.
should change your band's name, and then maybe you should sue someone who had the name you've changed your band's name to, who has to be a more sophisticated artist in the black community that you changed your name because of the Black Lives Matter movement, and are now destroying your own racial, attempts at social conductivity through. Maybe you should fire yourself because you're shit at your job.
Well, Avery doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be the couple that fights all the time. He wants to be the couple that they've always been.
Yeah, because
And
they're
Scarlett
forever.
says, "Oh, the couple we've always been, like her writing poems and keeping to herself. That couple,
No, I
staying
think
in
they
her
should,
lane."
no, I think they should love each other because they're forever.
Well, for now, forever for
No,
now, for
forever,
always.
forever, ever, forever, ever.
Well, Deacon's leaving the Bluebird.
Good.
The heckler comes by and apologizes. He says he didn't mean to be rude. Well, Deacon does mean to be rude because he socks him right across the face with
Ow.
his fist, not with his sock.
He gives him a shot.
He gets knocked down and he gets up again. Ain't nothing gonna
Never
keep
going to
him
keep him
down.
down.
And Raina has gotten
But
a collect
can I
call.
ask something quickly about
Oh
Deacon?
yeah,
Will he then take a whiskey drink
a whiskey drink.
or a vodka drink?
I don't know.
A lager drink?
I'm
What about
confused.
cider drink?
I don't know the reference.
Will he sing songs that remind him of the good times? Or
Is this the
songs that
same
remind
band
him
of
of the
that song
bad
that I
times?
mentioned?
Oh, Danny Boy. Danny Boy.
I'm so confused.
Expectations.
Anyway,
That's the rest. You don't know
no,
the
I'm
rest of the
sorry.
lyrics to Chumbawamba's Tub
No,
Thump.
I forgot that it was even Chumbawamba. I was trying to remember the artist name.
Chumbawamba Tub Thumping. Get knocked down, get back up again. Take a whiskey drink, take a vodka drink, take a lager drink, take a soda drink. Sing the songs that remind you of the good times, sing the songs that remind you of the bad times, bad times. Oh, Danny Boy, expectations.
I'm
I
so
get
sorry I
knocked
made
down.
that pun. Well, Raina has gotten a collect call from Deacon. He's in jail. He's in the West Nashville detention facility.
He's in the West Wing. My
She has to
goodness.
press.
Of course, because he's a criminal now, so he gets hired by Trump.
Well, she has to press 1 to accept the call or 2 to decline. What do you think she does?
I think she presses 1 with a bullet.
She presses 2. Teddy asks who's called. She says it was nobody. Technically, it was nobody because it was a machine.
That's true. Jesus.
Well, Gunner's with Haley, and Haley walks past the room and he says, "Well, I disagree." So she backtracks and she says, "Excuse me." He says,
I'm
"Well,
sorry.
I just..."
Wait, you mean she quotes Uncut Gems?
Yes.
I
My
disagree.
God.
Oh, this fucking guy.
He disagrees with having rules, so no one
Holy
gets
shit, I'm
hurt.
gonna come.
It just means that they're going to pretend not to care. He likes her, and he wants things between them to get the chance to get complicated. And then they go into the room and shut the door.
Why do
And
you have
what
to
did
go
you
and make
suggest?
things so complicated?
What did you suggest while we were watching the episode?
What did I suggest?
You said they were gonna do something with a yogurt, didn't you? Tell the listeners where your dirty mind went.
I said they're gonna have crazy yogurt sex.
Yeah. Are you happy?
But whenever it comes to sex and yogurt and craziness, yeah. It's
Fine,
the trifecta.
Well, Deacon comes out of jail. Juliet is picking him up. And what did you say? Tell the listeners what you said when this happened.
She had a convertible, and I just assumed they'd hop in her car, get out of his dreams, and they too were going to have crazy yogurt sex.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I am.
Right,
look at those
fine.
two. They're beautiful.
What flavour yogurt?
Apricot.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, this we're talking, with the Munch Bunch here. Open up some of those pots, not Petit Falou shit. Some Munch Bunch. So you've got strawberry, we've got apricot, and I think raspberry is the other one.
Yep, maybe a rogue frube.
I never liked a frube.
Oh, you can put frubes all over the place.
I had a problem with getting them open and then having them squirt in my mouth. Found it took way too long for it to get to that point, so lunch was almost over. And
Well, we're back at such weird yoga talk now. We're back at Lamar's office.
Well, this is what Nashville was built on. It's the yoga capital of the world.
We're back at Daddy's office. And Daddy's with Teddy.
Yeah.
And Teddy says if we go this negative, Rayna's gonna flip and Coleman is gonna release the Hounds of Hell.
Right, but and the Hounds of Hell are genuinely in his back pocket. Coleman does have a deal with the devil.
Yes, he does.
So that's exciting.
Well, Lamar asks Teddy, do you want to win? And yes, he does. What are they going to do?
I think they're going to, do something very kind and courteous and offer a joint partnership in leading Nashville to the future.
Wow. Meanwhile, Barry Dunder is playing in the studio.
Barry Dunder?
Yep, Barry Dunder.
Oh, I love Barry Dunder.
It's quite...
Which one's Barry Dunder?
No, Buried Under.
Barry Dunder.
It's playing in the studio.
And Derek Mifflin.
Deacon called Bucky, who is Rayna's manager. Bucky is Rayna's manager. Don't forget that. I just don't remember that. Calls Bucky and he's letting go of the song. He's done. You can use the song. Fine, it's great. I'm not concerned anymore. Juliet has moved into a new house, which I was quite surprised it was this early on. I didn't realise it was this early to actually get to that house.
Well,
I did that on the tour.
It's a house that certainly
it's nice,
has
isn't it?
Squares all over it.
It's nice and modern.
That's the word, isn't it? It's modern.
Yeah.
And minimalist.
Yeah.
And floor to ceiling windows.
Yep.
And doors open very slowly.
And Peggy is with Teddy. She's thanking him for sorting out the audit that's not going to happen. Lamar is a genius. Daddy is a genius.
Didn't they come and go so quickly? Is that what she says?
Oh, I thought they didn't come at all.
Oh, I thought it was like they came. They went by.
Right. Yeah. Well, basically, they're covered. They're good.
Yeah, their asses are handed to
them. Lamar's daddy is a genius. And
Lamar's daddy's a genius.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Teddy's going to be a great mayor.
He's going to be a great mayor.
Yep. Meanwhile, at the same time, simultaneously, concurrently, because we know this is happening at the same time, because we see it happening at the same time, someone's taking pictures.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Is this a Rockwell? Because I've got a feeling that somebody's watching me.
Well, until next week, we'll find out more.
No, I feel like someone was taking pictures of this, and someone was watching me.
Well, we'll find out next week for sure.
I don't want to go negative, but I'm pretty sure we saw the negatives of these pictures.
Well, if you go negatives, Rayna's going to flip and Coleman's going to release the Hounds of Hell, so don't go negative.
Oh, I want to release the Hounds of Hell right now.
Yeah.
I really want to go to the bathroom and release some Hounds of Hell.
Well, hey, let me ask you. When I was watching this for note taking earlier, I was thinking to myself, Charles Esten, right?
Chip.
You know him as Chip Esten.
I believe actually in this episode he was Fries Esten.
But you know him as. Do you know him primarily from Whose Line?
Yeah.
So does it feel strange watching? Or have you settled into him as Deacon now?
I mean, I still look at him and go, right. I mean, I know what it looks like when he smiles and has like a moment in his eyes when he's just come up with something amazing and he's going to say it. But I'm settling in more with him being a little more quieter, a bit more serious, and brooding, smouldering, handsome. Is the thing he's going with here.
Because this is what I know him as. I never realised until later on, like
down the road,
on one of my many rewatches of The Office, that he was in that. I didn't realise he was in Whose Line Is It Anyway until later. This is the first thing I saw him in.
I watched The Postman a couple of weeks ago. Guess who's in that?
Oh.
Baby Chippy.
A
new potato at that point.
I was just curious if you're opening up to him more as Deacon, or if he'll always be.
I will open up to him.
I mean, who wouldn't?
But he will always be Chip to me.
Would you be up for seeing him live? Like if a pandemic wasn't happening, and he did a little gig in London.
I mean, who will be performing on stage with him? Will he have a couple of others? Will we get Jonathan Mangan or
No, I think
Wayne
it was
Brady?
just no, performing songs live.
Oh,
Because
no.
he's a songwriter and a singer now.
No. No, 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 no,
Fine.
no,
It's worth a try.
no, no, unless he makes them up
You did make him up.
live on stage.
He is going to be live on
suggestions.
stage.
Basal
Oh,
suggestions.
well. Who knows? He might do that.
With Laura Hall and Linda Taylor on piano.
Oh, and let me guess. It's got to be a hoedown.
It doesn't have to be a hoedown.
All right.
Irish drinking
Nobody
song.
likes hoedown.
Heidi,
well,
Heidi, 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 Heidi.
That's the end of episode 5.
Oh.
Until next week. But hey, I have news. We have things, right? If you want to contact us.
Sorry, until next week, but hey.
Yep.
You did that simultaneously.
Yes, simultaneously, concurrently at the same time. If you want to contact us, you can do so by emailing bluebirdpod@hotmail.com. That is bluebirdpod, all one word, @hotmail.com.
Because we're a podcast at the Bluebird, backstage at the Bluebird.
We have an Instagram now.
Oh, we're social.
We are at Bluebird Pod on Instagram.
Keep it simple. Keep it going.
We've got Facebook.
Yeah.
On facebook.com/BluebirdPod.
That's simple and consistent. There's nothing to stop. I would 100% guarantee there's nothing going to stop us.
Well,
are we on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, exciting. We are.
Yeah.
At Bluebird Pod?
Well, I wouldn't go so quick there with the name. We're at Bluebird_pod. I'm so annoyed. I am really, really annoyed.
What is up? I mean, this is you are plagued with underscore.
I am at movie_mad on Twitter. I've never been able to get rid of that fucking underscore.
And in fact, you've now decided to add it to something else in some sort of effect to make everyone underscore. In the belief that you, like Syndrome, think that everyone is underscored.
I tried.
No one will be.
I tried to make an @BluebirdPod Twitter account handle, but there isn't already an @BluebirdPod on Twitter.
And they're very active.
Tweeted since 2013.
Right, so they, but they said recently that they will start stopping people doing that. Yeah, I don't know.
That's why weirdly,
comedian Harris Whittles, who died in 2014, tweeted again.
Oh, really?
Because someone had to go into his account to tweet to make sure that it would stay there so that we could all have his classic jokes.
Well,
that wasn't.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of the underscore, but I'll give it a try. But I've been trying for years.
Every week you'll have to update it.
I will. It
will be part of the backstage corner.
But hey, where can we find you to convince you to go see Charles Esten live?
Well, you can't convince me to go and do anything live because I'm barely alive right now myself. But I'm at Ethan Runt on Twitter, and I'm just a shadow husk of humanity.
And don't forget, Are You Movie Mad is still on. It's still going
every Wednesday.
We watch
October.
Film.
It's a horror. It's a horror month. It's scary.
It's a horror movie. And I've taken over.
You always take over.
I always take over.
You
give me the option.
This podcast, you take over, and I'm okay with it. I just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Oh, you're such a bottom. Well, hey, next week is episode 6. We're getting towards Thanksgiving.
I've got a feeling we're going to go back into parentheses mode soon, right? Because I've missed having something cuddling me from one side and another.
Aww. I'll cuddle you.
You won't. Yeah, but that's not the same. I've tried.
Yeah. Well, hey, until next week.
I cuddle my phone.
I suppose technically until Wednesday for Are You Movie Mad if you want to join us there. But also until next Friday for Backstage at the Bluebird.
We're backstage at the Bluebird talking Nashville. Thank you for listening.
See you soon.
We're gonna get off work now. We're gonna stop recording.
Well, you still got to clean. But...
For goodness sake. I told you to clean that up earlier.
Yeah, but that's your job, not mine.
But
I come in just to talk about Nashville.
You changed the rotor on me again.
Yeah, well, you should keep an eye on the rotor. The only way you're going to learn to keep an eye on the rotor is if I keep changing it.
Cleaning the stuff you're telling me to clean. This seems
You got to clean the rotor as well.
I would say it's Sisyphean, but you are also asking me to push a boulder up a mountain every day, quite literally.
Yeah.
I don't know what
welcome.
that's got. It's
I
got
assume
nothing.
you were supposed to say thank you there, so I'm just saying you're welcome.
Bravery.